Alright guys, we are back for a new episode of F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, and it's time for the Mexican Grand Prix. We have new power unit upgrades, and I think they're coming for the right time now, because look at the circuit. It has some long straights, so maybe they will help us to be a bit more competitive. So before we start, we of course have to save some upgrades. We have some upgrades left on the chassis, which we will definitely need for the upcoming year. But the bad thing is I could develop the aerodynamics even further if I needed it. So that's bad news. But at least the upgrades are safe. I can just focus now on qualifying, and yeah, I would say we see us soon for the next session. So guys, there we are in qualifying. One thing I forgot to mention is actually that our pace in practice was actually quite good. So we have a good chance here of getting a good position in qualifying. But we have a little issue because we had to change parts for the car. Or we will change parts of the car because, yeah, we actually have issues with the reliability of the parts, so that will be an area we need to work on. Here we see Hamilton currently in P19 actually. So Hamilton, yeah, he hasn't really said a representative lap time, but this is all subject to change about now. And let's see where we end up. Let's hope for Q2, and it will be Q2. Look at Hamilton P1 again. I told you he won't be that long in P19 it was. Aitken once again nearly missing out in Q2, just behind Esteban Ocon in the Renault. So Ocon, yeah, just bumped Aitken there, which is a bit of a shame, because I just want my teammate to finally get into the second qualifying session. Can't be that hard. But what will be hard is to actually get a decent lap in, because now we have to correct the car like 3 or 4 times there just to get a lap time in, and that means we will have to do a second lap. This could decide Q3 actually, so we need to have a good pace there, flying through the corners, really attacking the curb pretty hard there. So final sectors here, look at that, we're really trying to push the car to its absolute limits, and we're trying everything we can come through the final corners where I normally don't have the pace. But now look at that. Now which lap time will be let's hope for Q3, and it will be Q3. What a lap time there at the end after some stunning pace there in the car. I have to be honest, really enjoyable lap there. The car is just working well, and this is everything I need just to succeed. This is fantastic, and I really appreciate that the car is working so well in corners. Just wish it would be much quicker on the straights, then we might even have a good chance to be a decent point scorer consistently there. So let's look at the lap times. The first lap time, 1:31. What a lap! I mean, we're even ahead of Vettel and Bottas here. So we're ahead of top teams, which is superb. And look at the end of the session there. We see ourselves currently P3 behind Verstappen and Hamilton in the Red Bull and Mercedes. We see Leclerc in P4 and Perez in P5 in the Racing Point. Good pace by Sergio. But now it's time for a final flying lap. And now we need all the pace we can extract from the car. First sector looked okay. It's a tiny bit better than our previous lap. Hamilton now P1 again after a superb lap. Come to the second sector. We lost some time there. We lost some time there. Quite unnecessary, but it still looks good. Now we come to the full fast section here in Mexico. We can extract some pace here. Look at that. We got 1/10 back. Leclerc is currently P3. Verstappen is on pole position. So Max Verstappen, Red Bull, looks like he's going to take the pole. But where do we end up? Will we beat Leclerc? Oh, we hit the wall. We hit the wall. We lost even more time. I think that's it. We've lost the chance for a potential P3. But this won't matter anyway, because we will start right at the back. So P4 it is then. It's still solid, but I think more was possible today. So yeah.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Verstappen, Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. What was the secret of your qualifying pace? Do you have any comments about this team? You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip? Appreciate your time.
I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Here we go then, it's time to race in Mexico City, a place which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther won from third on the grid. And what are the Honda-powered cars this year? Well, Red Bull have been going strong here in recent seasons, so can they keep that record going today? The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.6 miles of track that allows drivers to take full advantage of their cars, reaching speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and providing lots of opportunities for overtaking. The circuit features 17 corners, 10 to the right and the remaining 7 going to the left. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton. There's a real chance they could win the title today. So how do you think they'll handle the pressure?
I think as long as they keep their mind on the task and not its historical significance, they'll be just fine. This is a race just like any other. You do the best you can and accept that sometimes things are going to happen outside of your control. If they can approach today with that attitude, the pressure shouldn't be a problem.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Mr. Monaco, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas, and Perez, Ricciardo, Stroll, Giovinazzi, and Carlos Sainz. Leclerc, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Norris, Daniel Kvyat, and Ocon. Raikkonen, Gasly, Alexander Albon, and Roman Grosjean. Russell, Latifi, Aitken, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
So there we are then at the starting grid, and as you saw before, we took the component change, so we will start a bit further down the order. And yeah, this is going to be an intense race. It looks like a 2-stop here. So Mexico once again really tire consuming, and you really need a lot of luck with the tires. Well, anyway, lights on. And the Grand Prix is on the way. And it looks like we have a good start there. Much better start than our teammate Magnussen. But now we come to the straight. And there we lose out quite massively. Look at that. We can't catch up to the cars ahead. But now we brake to the first corner. Look at that. It's going to be pretty close there. Look at that. We're still around the outside now. Down the inside now. And now we're back to the outside. And we actually get several people here. Maybe Ocon as well. We are side by side with the Renault driver. Let's have a look how this will end up. We go for a dive bomb. We even pass Gasly. We pass Latifi. What a superb getaway here. Up to P14 now. He is. He was P13 before. But decent start from Nicholas Latifi. But a much better start from ourselves here. Who are now P13. What a getaway here from last to P13. What a mega start it was. And it isn't over there. Because I found out the AI is actually quite slow in here. So this might be a decent chance to go around the outside. Then it cleared. Maybe Leclerc as well. He hits the curb. This is the chance. And we're up to P11. Could you imagine? We are nearly in the points. After one lap, we've passed the half the field in one single lap. But now we come to the straight and look at Leclerc. He's just so much quicker on the straights. Look at Kvyat maybe as well. Will he make the pass? It's looking close, but I think we'll just keep it ahead. But we lost position back to Leclerc, which is a bit of a shame. But of course, we can't do anything against it. He's the Ferrari. We are in a Andrea Moda. So, new team versus a veteran team. Of course, now we would say Ferrari is quite slow in real life, but the game still has the all performance status. So, we made a huge mistake there, and Daniel Kvyat makes an easy pass. Probably his easiest pass in his whole F1 career. But as I'd like to say, the race isn't over yet. So Daniel, you are warned. So now on lap 6 we see some slow cars ahead. So whatever is happening there, this could be interesting. But this is even more interesting. Finding a way past Kvyat round the outside there on this hairpin. What a move. And to be honest, I think this is an quite honestly, I think this is a good overtaking opportunity if the AI is just sleeping, basically. But now, Kvyat is coming back on us, and he's made the spot up again. But now, we were defending. Look at that, we're defending like hell, and we just kept 11th. But now we need to have a look into the replay, because this looked to be really intense. Look at that, we are not giving up. Kvyat braked a bit heavy there, I think. This was not necessary, so Daniel, that was stupid. But lap 8 now, look at Kvyat's top speed. The AlphaTauri is so damn fast. We as a Honda customer also haven't got a chance there. Look at the AlphaTauri, it just got so much power there, or so much more straight line speed. So I guess it's because of our car. Just can't make any sort of progress there. But we once again passed Leclerc with the same maneuver we did lap 1 and lap 6 of Daniel Kvyat. So incredible how easy it is to pass those guys. But now we need to defend against Leclerc. He has a slipstream, he has DRS. We seem to have slipstream, but now Leclerc is attacking down the inside there. But we still try hanging on, maybe. Yes, we do. I mean, we are fighting for positions, and we've just kept the position. So we are up to P10 now. What a drive so far it has been through the race. We see Sainz currently ahead of us, and I think there are some people pitting. That's Lance Stroll in the pits, and now our pit window has opened as well. So this might be an interesting factor during the race. Pit stop phase. But now we're trying to fight against Carlos Sainz there. Maybe round the outside there against the McLaren driver, against our rival. And we've just made it stick. So great move there against Carlos. But lap 10, we are coming in for first stop. We are once again doing a 2-stop there, just as a little reminder, because the tire wear here in Mexico is insane. I tell you, it's so insane. But I mean, it's just because of the circuit, you know. I mean, you can't do anything against it. You get the medium tire, so we will do a longer second stint, but we will do a short third stint, just to push the car again to its absolute limits. And we see how much we will lose. But here, if I see this thing here, we don't seem to lose anything at all, because these guys are getting hauled up by someone. It might be Jack Aitken. Our old teammate is actually helping. But I think we've killed Magnussen's front wing there in the progress. But I don't care. But Jack Aitken has become useful. For the first time actually, I think, this career mode. My teammate was actually helpful for the team's result. Can you believe it? Our teammate being useful, but now he needs to let me pass. And he will do this. He shouldn't attack us anymore. And now we are free to race. But it's still a big shame for Aitken. I mean, he's getting destroyed by his teammate. And I think he doesn't want that. So we are actually improving in terms of the time. We are trying to pass Norris here, maybe. There's a big chance I can do this, but it seems like we didn't. So we don't bother with it. There we have Roman Grosjean in front of us, or actually now alongside us. I need to talk about the teammate situation in the future, because I actually have a solution which might make some sense, and we might be able to get some big bonuses because of that. But it will come later on, not now, but later on, maybe the last episode in Abu Dhabi, where I have to actually select a teammate. So keep an eye on that. But first of all, we try to pass Norris there with our medium tires. What a move against Lando Norris. So now he's actually, yeah, he's forced to attack me now to get ahead, to get some clean air. But now he has Leclerc ahead of him. We see Gasly retiring from the race. And we actually switched the camera for some reason. Anyway, let's move on. Look at that Leclerc, he's so much quicker on the straights. They have no chance against the Ferrari, which is a big shame, because I want to fight against them. I don't want to fight exclusively with the McLarens, the Renaults, and so on. I want to fight against the top cars. Even though I'm sure it will change after the big performance patch. So yeah, we keep an eye on that. But I think I will do the first race weekend with the old performance data. And the second one will be hopefully then with the new one when it actually comes. But until then, we'll wait and see. We see Giovinazzi being relegated to the back again. I mean, he hasn't pitted yet, right? He's in a hard tire, so he will do a one-stop race, which is incredible. But this could be a risky strategy eventually. But anyway, we keep an eye on that. And but first of all, we try to get back up to Norris' rear to get back, to get this position back, because actually I have a feeling we could score some decent points here today. We don't really need that much. I think we need to actually pick up the pace, of course, but we need to, of course, bring the tires home. And I just saw that Leclerc has passed his teammate Vettel, which is really important for the championship, because I think Hamilton is actually leading the race. We see Bottas ahead of us pitting, or now he has pitted. Verstappen is the lead. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for that, Bottle. But no, it's Verstappen leading. We have Hamilton behind us now, because we have pitted. And this will be our pit stop now. Yes, it will be. And Hamilton gets his P2 back. Bottas gets his P3 back. So now it's getting really tense for the championship. Leclerc needs that points. He needs Hamilton to make a huge mistake there. And looks like Perez is also in the frame of this race. We had a poor stop. 4 seconds. What are you doing? I don't pay you for just standing around there. What are you doing? Oh, come on. That's not necessary to screw us over like that. But, okay. If they want this, I can just drive and just push. And this is the attack against Lando Norris there. Great move. But this was a bit close. But I think nothing happened, so that's a good thing for us. In the meantime, we are now behind Ocon. We do the same move. Ocon can't defend. Of course, he has the old hard tires now. And that's a big issue, of course, as well. So he's also one of those guys with a one stop. We are approaching the final laps now. We've skipped a lot of parts during the race. But look at that, we are actually closing in to Sebastian Vettel. And we have a yellow flag there in the track map. It looks like a Mercedes. Is this Lewis Hamilton or is this Valtteri Bottas? It's Valtteri Bottas. So Bottas retired and Hamilton can be a lucky boy. Oh my. What a lucky boy he is. Look at Max Verstappen coming through the final corner and he takes the checkered flag to win in Mexico. And it looks like Perez has got the final podium. So race report P3, we come home P6. What a race.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
It's victory in Mexico then, and what a victory it is after an incredible Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team. So, let's review the drivers' standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I have to give it to Mr. Monaco. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from the owner-drivers team this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
So, what a race it was, and I have to say, now the championship fight between Hamilton and Leclerc is approaching again, I think, because, I mean, look at that, Paris P3, how did he do that? I mean, why, how did he do this? I mean, he's still driving a race upon, right? So, how? But anyway, Verstappen has won, Hamilton P2, Perez P3, then Leclerc, Vettel, Melis, Ocon, Norris, Albon, and Daniel Kvyat in P10. I have Stroll, Ricciardo, Giovinazzi, Sainz, Raikkonen, Aitken, Russell in P17, Then Grosjean, Latifi, Magnussen P20, and Bottas, who has retired with 2 laps down, of course. He's still getting counted, which is still a good feature, nonetheless. Here are the driver standings. Now, this is getting important. 30 points between Hamilton and Leclerc. So it does mean that Leclerc needs to at least outscore Hamilton by 6 points to have a realistic, or to have still a chance of winning the championship. He could do it with 5 points, but then he would need to win Abu Dhabi and score the fastest lap as well. And Hamilton needs to retire in both scenarios there. So these championship fights here are going to be intense as hell. So be prepared for an absolute thriller next week. Or not next week, next time, actually. So I hope you will stay with me. And look at that, we've passed McLaren with a single car effort. So that's quite good. But let's check the highlights.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today? It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations, isn't it? Things were close between you and your rival, but it looks like you're coming up top, doesn't it? It was more like dodgems than Formula One today, wasn't it? Great. Well, that's everything.
And with that, I seriously don't have anything much to say about that brilliant race weekend, except for that tire. Looks so gorgeous there, just being placed there. But okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you do, then please drop a like and subscribe to the channel to see more. And we'll see you soon for the next video, actually. So yeah, I would like it if you would just stay with me and just wait until the next one. So we'll see you soon, and have a good day or good evening or whatever, and goodbye for now.